Usually the way I can get into buildings is there's like mall hallway corridors that go like all the way around the mall for like they're literally the back rooms. They're the back rooms for them to like put inventory and stuff like that.
So
and around the Sears, there's no back room. So it's like one door and I cannot get into this building. I've tried twice. So I'm literally like, I am asking for permission on this one.
Set up everything and sit down, I'm like out of breath, my hair's messed up.
I know.
We can
we'll take a second to breathe then, because I feel I'm a little nervous.
Okay, the Prosecco will probably help
too. Should we pop it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not a headphones guy?
Oh, I'll put them on. Yeah.
You don't have to.
I like the headphones.
I feel like
especially Audio Technica. It helps me. It helps, I think, with the immersion.
Yeah. It's a good word for it.
I can hear your voice right into my ears.
Yeah, I feel more present for sure. I used to take my setup places and set up with the guests.
Oh, really? That's a lot of work.
But, oh my God, I was burning out because it would be like a whole 30-minute setup of just me.
Yeah. And you're not comfy in your space too. It's a little bit like you need to be the comfy one.
Yeah.
And the guest being uncomfortable is not a bad thing. Yeah, a little bit.
I think that's normal.
Right. Like that's kind of the gig. Like you gotta, if you want to be speaking to people and online and showing your face, like you need to be able to be uncomfortable and adjust. Cheers.
I just started working at a lounge this year.
In lounge?
January. Yeah.
What does that mean?
A
like an after club or something?
Yeah.
Clay or one of those?
Kind of.
What's the after hours one? Well, which one are you at?
I'm at Segreto. Have you heard of it?
I've not been there now.
They just opened in December.
They're not one of the ones with the Russian gangsters, are they? With like AKs?
No. Not that I know of. I don't think so.
I went to a couple after hours. Actually, the girl who's on the cover of my album cover.
Oh, I was going to ask who that was.
I met her at one of those after hours places. And literally, like, I'm like flirting with her. And like this Russian guy literally comes up to me with a fucking gun and grabs me, says, no. And like pulls me away from her. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, it was nice to meet you. And then like we caught up later. And I got her phone number.
That was she okay with that?
She thought, yeah.
Did she know them?
Yeah, but I think that it was like, yes, she knew them, but she was like, it wasn't ideal for us to be pulled. Like, she wanted to talk to me, but like, if the guy with the gun says, no, this is for Vladimir.
Oh.
Right. Like, it was like almost like property. Like, wow. I was talking to someone I couldn't be talking to. And then later, I got her phone number and we stayed in touch. And then like, I was going through, like Facebook modeling groups, and I saw her name pop up. My bad. Are we on? Should I be like?
Yes, we're on.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, that's
okay.
Okay.
Are you going to be talking about that on camera?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. Okay. Vladimir, if you're hearing this, don't come after me. All right, I'm putting my stuff on.
What after hours was this?
Cheers. This was Oh, that's good. Is this like blocking the camera or anything?
I don't know.
Let's put it over here just in case.
Okay.
And put it on your nice carpet.
It's okay.
No, if I story, is that the name of it?
Oh, Story.
Yeah, it was Story. Is that, are they still open?
They're still open. I've never been there, but I know people that
it was sus for sure.
Have been there.
Yeah, it was a while. This was years ago, so I don't.
Ratchet?
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, it was like 4 a.m. You know, like I shouldn't have been there.
Most
like it was one of those. It's one of those nights where you're like really trying to keep the night going, and you just need to go home.
Yeah.
But hey, I met Allison, and now she's on my album cover like 3-4 years later.
There you go. I think that's the only good thing that has come out of after hours or going anywhere after hours is meeting people, because I don't think there's ever been a night where I was like, I'm so glad that I went to that afters.
Yeah, and I don't think like. Though sometimes you'll meet people and then the next day you're like, who the fuck did I meet last night? Who is this person? You're like looking at their Instagram, you're like, maybe I don't know if we should be friends. That's mean.
Yeah, or you never speak again.
Yeah, like actually I'm gonna unfollow you.
Yeah, I have a lot of those little stragglers I need to probably.
Cole the herd.
You'd be surprised how small the night scene is in Houston now that I'm working in industry.
Yeah.
I was in a marketing job before, the one where I stumbled across
your
dad.
Oh, that's so funny. You came across my dad before me. I just had lunch with him today too, and he lives in North Carolina. I see him like.
Wait, he moved?
He's lived there for years. I see him like 4 times a year probably, and I happened to see him today, and he happened to introduce us somehow online.
That's so funny. No, it's hilarious because I actually cold called him because I worked for a marketing firm, a really big one, and I had to cold call like 50 lawyers a day to try to sell
Houston
them
lawyers.
on a website.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, my son handles all that. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, yeah, you should call him. And he just gave me your number.
Thanks for calling.
So random.
Here we are now.
Yeah.
That was like a year ago too.
So random. Yeah.
I love how I'm big on that with like, I'm so patient with things. Like I like to plant seeds, and sometimes like they, won't grow for another year or something, but like I'll keep nourishing them. Like I'll stay in touch, like we stayed in touch because I'll hit you up every once in a while and just be like, hey, how's the podcast going or whatever.
Yeah. You're right.
I like to because you never know when trees grow.
Yeah, you're right. And timing is everything. I remember we were gonna meet up and just kind of talk about what we're doing.
Probably better to just get it out on the table here. We'd
have,
if we did that, we'd have such a good conversation, and we'd be so mad that we're not recording it.
We should have recorded that, which is so true. And I'm also like really bad about, which I should probably have more like coffee meetings, but I don't know. I feel like I'm better when I'm like working with someone hands-on.
Yeah. What do you mean coffee? Oh, like getting to meet them first.
Yeah.
Kind of
I feel like I'm so awkward at like that kind of stuff.
No, this is good. I like the way we're doing it. Prosecco, 7:00.
Yeah.
I actually had an American Airlines red eye last night. I don't know if you saw. American Airlines is trending today. I thought it was just our airport. I was in Charlotte. We got delayed only like 4 hours. So I got home at like 4 a.m. last night.
Oh my God.
So I literally, my wife called me as like at 6:30 and was like, hey, I'm getting off work. And I like was waking up and I was like, what time is it? I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. Like literally, like I was like, what kind of alcohol am I bringing?
Yeah.
But yeah, American Airlines are getting shit because they delayed flights all over the country last night. And like I was scrolling TikTok today and it's like everyone's like pissed off at American Airlines. So I kind of feel like I'm in on something here because I'm going to call American Airlines tomorrow and be like, yeah, I was one of the delayed. I need some vouchers, bro.
Wow.
Not that they're going to do anything.
How long did they delay you?
It was like 4 hours. It wasn't so bad. And I met somebody at the bar and we hung out and talked. And you know what? She told me she's a pharmacist, like my wife. And we had like a bunch of little like mutual friends or things in common. And we were hitting off. She was so nice. And I'm like, let's Uber together. We live down the street from each other. We talked about where we live. She's like, well, yeah. That's she's crazy. Like, while we're in Charlotte, she's like, oh, actually, I have my car there. I'm like, okay. Like, she's like, but you could be a serial killer. I'm like, I could be. You're right. But like, look, like I FaceTime my wife. I'm like, look, real wife. Like, she's a real pharmacist. We looked her up. Like, they talked to her friends about mutual friends. And then we got off the plane. She was gone.
Oh, wow.
I know. Bastard.
Damn.
So I took an Uber.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, I've actually done that before, though. I got a ride with a random person at the airport.
But you're a guy, so you don't have to think about things like that.
Exactly. No, and that's what we said. She's like, you're like a random person, though. I was like, I've done it before. And I was like, but it was a girl. I wouldn't do it with a guy. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Like, I'm a guy. You're not. It's okay. Like, yeah. So I did, like, I let her off the hook. It was okay. I told her, if you leave, I will forgive you. Okay. I am a man.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
To preface
I'm very understanding of the women's struggle as much as I can physically be by not being a woman.
Okay. Well, good. Mm-hmm. So you're making a movie.
I'm making a movie, yeah.
You're exploring abandoned buildings in Houston.
They call it URBEX.
URBEX.
Mm-hmm. Urbexing, urban exploring.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a pretty popular hobby around, especially in America, because we have so much urban sprawl and decay, and I don't know, I find it so fascinating.
How do you get into that? What do you even do? Like what? Like,
so it started with It started with the Backrooms, which is an internet lore millions of people are into. And actually, it's a funny time that we're talking about it today because yesterday was like a historical moment in the Backrooms lore. So the Backrooms started.
What does lore mean?
Oh, what does lore mean?
Backstory?
Oh, wow, that's funny. Okay, yeah, lore is like the story, like
the backstory.
The backstory of something. Like there's lore for everything. Like Harry Potter like has like a huge lore because people will get into right. Like people will get into like the languages they speak in Lord of the Rings. Like that's lore, right? Okay. And then lore builds like the culture can kind of be like people can be a part of the lore. So like for Frank Ocean, for instance, Frank Ocean is a huge lore because he gives us nothing. And so his fans like will dig up things and find things about his history or things he's tweeted, and that becomes lore about his personality rather than him just giving it all to us. So lore is kind of like almost like fan-made stories about something that you're interested in.
Like conspiracies?
No, it can be. But no, like lore is.
Does it have to be?
Like lore can just be fun. Like for instance, like there's a thing called Pepe lore, and that's like stupid videos.
Like Pee-Pee the frog.
Yeah, Pee-Pee. You call him Pee-Pee. That's hilarious. Yes, Pee-Pee lore.
I have this one tweet from like 10 years ago that says 2 likes and I'll get a Pee-Pee the frog tattoo.
Did it get 2 likes?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know.
You didn't get it.
I feel like I would still do it.
Dude, Pepe is cool as hell.
I really like him.
Yeah, Pepe is awesome. And the white supremacists tried to hijack Pepe. I don't know if you know that. That's a big part of that's not the lore. That's like the history. You know, there's a little difference there because we don't want to accept that in the lore, right?
Okay.
That's like, no, fuck like y'all. You can't have Pepe.
Barricade, you can
Yeah, Pepe got taken back and now there's just like a lore.
Okay.
So anyways, the Backrooms lore. The Backrooms was like a photo that was uploaded on 4chan back in like 2000, like it was like 2004 or something. And it was on like a discussion forum of like it was like a creepypasta. Post a creepy picture that like is unsettling for some reason and you can't describe why. And it was like a picture of like yellow walls with like an old yellow wallpaper and like yellow damp carpets. And it blew up. And then a creator named Kane Pixels, he's literally 19 years old and he's one of my favorite artists. He's insanely intelligent and creative. And he took that image and basically went into Blender and created an entire, if you don't know, Blender's like an animation app. He created like an entire world, like a maze of these hallways. And so the Backrooms became not just this picture of like what looks like kind of like an endless, gross, dirty hallway, but it turned into like an endless maze. And that kind of turned into, how do I describe? Basically like liminal space. Old offices, big hallways, big, with the fluorescent lights and the foam ceiling tiles and like the damp carpets and old wallpaper, like that old like 90s, 2000s aesthetic office buildings.
And this is all on 4chan?
No, that's just like where the first picture was posted. Now it's like big on YouTube. There's music, there's all kind of art that's created from Backrooms lore. Right. So, millions of people watch these videos on YouTube.
But it's like a digitalized piece of art that people are...
So that's the thing that's a good point. It's all digital. People make it with... people like make the place up online. But it's based on real, like, malls are a big part of it. Because it's liminal space, and liminal space already has its own like people are interested. There's liminal space music, that's like an infatuation with like architecture and agoraphobia, which is like a fear of open spaces, and so liminal space already has like its own trend that Backrooms kind of followed into.
Does it sound like the same structure of music that you would think?
Yeah. I'd love to show you some liminal space music. We can listen to some in a bit, but it's like just it's very minimal. It's very like it's very dreamy.
Okay.
Dreamy music, like it's kind of lo-fi, but not so tight, like not like beats. It's more like atmospheric.
Okay.
Yeah, spacey.
Like video game.
Like
background.
Lots of reverb. Yeah. There's a lot of video game music is pretty liminal. And so now with the Backrooms, I mean, with that taking off, there's hundreds of video games online on Steam. You can, go play like Backrooms games, which are basically just like you're running through hallways, running away from monsters, basically. Okay. Is the lore. So what I'm doing with it is I'm making a movie where we're like actually examining why we're so fascinated with the Backrooms. We're like, why are there millions of people that get this this nostalgic feeling from watching it, because there's something about it that like brings nostalgia and peace. Like to me, it's escapism. Like I watch it when I'm like depressed or something, and I just feel like I'd rather be like, I feel like I'm trapped in a maze in America, right? And so to me, it's like a bit of an escapism. Like I'm literally seeing the maze I'm trapped in, rather than like not being able to see the walls.
That's so interesting.
Kind of gives me those walls.
Would you compare that same feeling from it being digital and now it's like metaphorical in your brain versus being actually there exploring it in person, which then kind of, you see what I mean?
No.
Like when it's digital and you're probably seeing it and it's like you're using it as like a form of relaxation, but then when it's in person, you have all these other real life.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's a different, like if just because you're in the back rooms does not mean you're going to be into urban exploring. It's there. That's just like kind of what got me into it. So,
got it. Okay.
So like they look real, like the animations that they're building, they look like real places because Blender is like a really good software. So they're building it like a movie would, where like, I just, for some reason, I'm thinking of Jennifer Lopez's new movie, like that whole movie is shot in CGI. It's so bad. Have you not heard of this?
No.
Oh no, it's hilarious. You saw like the video of her that's trending with the mop hair and her acting like she's oh man, you need to look at the J-Lo trends right now. It's,
okay, yeah,
everyone's ratting J-Lo right now, roasting whatever the word is for that.
Where do you source your
TikTok? I'm a TikTok scroller. Instagram too. I'm just like a lurker.
Okay.
Yeah, I post too.
I try to lurk when I can, but
you're a poster though. You're a content creator.
Have to,
so you can't lurk as much when you're posting.
It's hard to create and be editing when you're editing all the time. It's like half a day goes by and it's like, oh shit, I still have all these other stuff to do. So it's.
Do you? Is this like your main focus now?
Yeah.
That's really dope.
Yeah.
I am a big advocate of whatever you can do to change your lifestyle to fit you doing what you love, because a lot of people are so obsessed with like, well, I can't do what I love because I need the money. Well, that race never ends. Your lifestyle, no matter how much more money you make, your lifestyle changes, and it doesn't change for you really. It doesn't really get better.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You just have to stop. I actually heard you kind of talking about this a little bit in your last podcast.
Yeah, that's why I quit my marketing job. And I would.
Congrats.
Thank you. You also had a marketing firm or have a marketing firm.
Oh, I do. Yeah. And I had a marketing job at an agency years ago that I quit to
build your
follow your dreams.
Is that building your own marketing company?
It was at the time. I think I was like pretty like, I was young. It was like 8 years ago. I was pretty like hung up on capitalism and, hustle culture. And like, I was like, I'm going to grind and I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be a millionaire.
Yeah. I was like 7 streams of income.
Yeah.
If you have 6, you're a loser.
Yeah. Fuck y'all.
Better than you.
Yeah, exactly. And I got a little caught up in that. And I will say making my own agency was super fun. A lot of hard work, but like, I had really good partners, and one of them is still my partner today. We've been in business 8 years.
Nice.
But yeah, I got burnt out of it after like 4 years, and I also just kind of like my mind opened up a lot, and I kind of realized I don't care about money at all. I just want to do things that are fun for me. I don't have children. I do very much want to be a dad, but I'm not like there yet. So like I don't need to like stress it like that. So, yeah. So
yeah, isn't that crazy that like you have to build a whole business and go through all this
to learn it? Yeah.
Just to know you don't even want to do it at all.
I you know what? It's funny because it's like it wasn't even really my dream, right? It was a dream that was programmed to me.
Oh, for sure.
Like my parents, it was like a big part of it was like proving to my parents that I am worth something, and to their friends so they can show me off, and my teachers and whoever else was in my life, like my neighbors, like, look, like I did it. I went to college and I graduated and I got a job and then I created a company and I'm successful.
Yeah.
So I felt like I proved that to myself, and that was enough for me to say, I don't like this and I don't want to do this anymore. And that's like such a privileged thing for me to say.
No,
but it's true.
Yeah. And also like it takes a part of you, like most people don't even get to that point. I think everyone wants to prove something, but not everyone can really break out of the.
Exactly. Once you're in, it's a spiral that just sucks you in, and you keep going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, so either you go so far to where then you end up actually using it to help better yourself,
Yeah.
or you don't, or you just stay going in circles.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, even though it is something that was programmed, it's still like probably the best case scenario.
That it would be at least partially so, at least in the society you're saying. Like you kind of
like now you're
right. I have the tools and the foundation to be able to like, yeah, it taught me so much.
And you can opt out and have a good life now.
Yes, hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah. What are you doing now mainly? Is it mainly movie, music?
Movie, music. I still own my company. We've gotten it to a point where we like when COVID happened, we had this big office in Asheville. It was so cool. I mean, I loved it. I had a mural of my dog on the wall. Like he was our mascot. We had like 10 employees. Like it was fun and exciting and intense. And then COVID happened and I was like, oh my God, like I have to support these people's lives. Like all these employees, like I couldn't cut them off, you know what I'm saying? So I kept paying them, and then like we're losing all this money, we're still paying rent, we're not using an office, and I was just like, after it was like December, started in like April, whatever, and then in December I was like, no more. Like we shut it down, we got rid of our office, negotiated out of our lease due to COVID, thankfully, let go of all of our employees pretty much, except for like one or two that we did subcontracted, and then I moved to Houston, and then my business partner moved to Houston like 2 years later. Like 2022. He just moved to New Orleans now. So like we made it like, okay, let's make this remote. Let's make this easier work on us. And so now we design, I mean, we still do basically like the same stuff, just like what we can do without having to like have an office and a team. So that really consists of developing websites, hosting websites. I try to keep my work as minimal as possible and like turn it into as much passive income as I can.
Yeah, and nowadays you don't really need a team. Do you use a lot of freelancers to outsource?
Yeah, right. And I wouldn't even call them freelancers. They're just people that I meet. Like one of the guys that I do exploring with is a really talented photographer. And we're doing, today we just had a meeting with an airplane parts manufacturer. And so they're going to send me the stuff in the mail, like the parts. And I'm going to have Philip, shouts out Philip. He's a urban explorer with me. He's going to shoot that stuff for cheap.
Wait, so you're getting parts of planes and then taking pictures of them?
Yeah, that's just like, because we're building their website. So like they need like.
Oh, I thought you meant for the movie.
No. Yeah. It's for work.
Stage some.
Yeah.
Some
that would be cool.
Ruins.
Yeah. Like I'm a big Lost fan. So that would be right up my alley. But no, like, I don't necessarily like go hire random freelancers. I just like build relationships with people that I meet doing what I do. I promote shows too. I did a show last year with Ryan Celsius, who's a big YouTube DJ and content creator. Okay. He's so sick. He actually
planned the show.
Yeah. So they hired me to promote the show. It was like him, Anocalypse, back when, like a bunch of these funk, trap, hip hop DJs basically. We did it at X Space in Houston. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's an up and coming venue, kind of underground, late. It's an after hours, yeah.
I haven't been there, but I've heard about it.
It's cool. It's a little hot in there. They need some AC. I don't know if they've gotten that yet, but it was a dope show. And I've done several more sprinkled in just by being a marketing person, event coordination stuff. Like so, I work in all kind of just whatever creativity I can do. If it's not creative, I don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's me.
Do you find it hard to keep up with everything or prioritize things? Or is there a point where you have to say, like, okay, I need to prioritize this thing that's making me money versus the other creative shit? Or are you to a point where all the creative shit does kind of make you some sort of income?
I see what you mean. I'm fortunate that my wife is a pharmacist.
So she makes really good money.
Yeah. So she was in school for a really long time, and I was the hard hustle and grind, whatever, making money. And then she graduated and she got a good job, and now she's making more money than me, which I love. That. Yeah, I'm trying to be the stay-at-home dad.
That's awesome.
I don't know. We'll see. But no, she still reminds me every day. So no, there is like, yeah, I gotta like still figure out like priorities. No matter, it's like real life. Like I still gotta make money.
Yeah.
I'd rather like shift my lifestyle if I needed to, and do what I love than like, you know, give up what I love to have to work.
Yeah.
For something I don't care about, or even worse, something that like I morally disagree with.
Yeah.
Like marketing has always been like kind of a, not always. Once I woke up a little bit more, it became more of a moral and ethical struggle for me too. Like I feel like I lie, you know,
Yeah.
I'm selling shit that I know sucks.
I totally get that.
You know, yeah. And like doing all those phone calls for lawyers, like,
oh my God, it was hell.
It's hell.
I was depressed.
Yeah. It's soul sucking. Most of the jobs that we are all doing are soul sucking. I think that like, and that's where like I'll go down a rabbit hole of talking, but like, you know, I'm very like anti whatever this is we have in America right now. I don't even want to call it capitalism, because I don't think I'm an anti-capitalist. I'm like anti whatever you call it. There's so many words for what America is right now.
Yeah, I had my friend on my podcast, and she had this point of view, which I don't agree with, but she was saying how Americans, we feel like we need to identify with our career in order for us to be fulfilled.
It's a big part of our culture, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And in Europe or Spain or, you know, European countries, they don't.
It's second.
You know, they just go
just your job.
to work, and they're okay with that.
Here it's, oh, this is your name? What do you do for a living?
Yeah.
I don't, I literally don't engage. When people ask me that first, I ignore the question,
Mm-hmm.
and I will like try to start a different conversation, because I can't stand talking about work with people. And if they want to talk about their job, then we're not gonna mesh.
Really?
Unless they have something really interesting and they're talking about like the socioeconomic, like they're a pharmacist and they're sitting here talking about like how they're being overworked and underpaid. I want to sit down and have all those conversations. But if they're like, I do accounting and I love my job and I can't wait to work up, and I'm gonna be like, do you have anything else you like?
Yeah. I do enjoy talking about what people do, but I'm never one to bring it up first, or, you know,
Well, you're an interviewer.
Find that as a point of conversation. But a lot of people are really proud of talking about their careers, or what they've built themselves up to be, or what they've worked for, because it unfortunately is what we identify with.
Yeah.
And
well, we can be pioneers to changing the culture by ignoring those things. That's how I do feel that way in a lot of the ways that I live. Like I try to like go against the grain to try to like pressure people into feeling like there's different norms that we can have.
For sure. But I don't necessarily think it's a negative thing anymore if someone's really proud of like their job.
It depends though on what their job is.
That's true. I think the people that are only proud are usually the ones that are probably took them a long time to get that job. Or
I think that there's I hate being a hater. I hate being a hater. That's how much of a hater I am, that I'm full circle. I hate being a hater. But like I can't help but like be like, oh yeah, you love your job, you worked really hard, but like, do you realize how much of nepotism it took you to get that job? Do you realize how like nobody else could have gotten that job, and you only have that lawyer job because your daddy's a lawyer and your daddy made good money and you got able to go to law school without all the student loans? And like,
but a lot of them are so brainwashed that they're just not ready to hear that.
I know. I know. So I don't go there, but I don't exactly. But I just don't want to listen to it. And I am like, I'm pretty good at like being likable and like not, you know, saying the right things to the right people. Like I know my audience. I know who I'm talking to. I'm not gonna like shit on their life, but I'm just saying I don't want to hear them be like, I worked so hard for this job, when I'm like, yeah, but I know that someone else couldn't have gotten that job if they weren't in the position that you were born into.
Yeah.
And so.
And deep down, you're neglecting like your purpose or your passion.
Correct.
So you had to
like, and you have honestly, that's the biggest thing too. Like with nepotism, it bothers me so much because it's like we have this, and I say we because I'm definitely like privileged. You know, I grew up in Houston, Texas, in a nice neighborhood, like in the city, and I went to a private school. Like I had all these opportunities. I could have done whatever like my parents wanted to push me into, being a lawyer, being whatever. And like I think it's more, I don't know what the word is for this, like I don't know, true to your own purpose or humane to acknowledge your privilege and use it for what others can't do, like doing what you love. because other people can't. They have to focus on paying the next bill. They don't get to do what they love.
Yeah.
And so I'm in this privileged position to be able to do what I love. And so I want to mix that with also like, you know, making some kind of change so there isn't so much classism and nepotism in the society that we live in.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there's a whole nother side to that argument, because I feel like I did the work to teach myself what I needed to do in order to break out of that and actually make something for myself. So I think
that's really impressive
it goes,
that you're here doing what you love.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to just working really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And not setting your own limiting beliefs, because a lot of people have their environment, and the environment has everything to do with how you perceive everything. So if you're not willing to break out of that and hold yourself accountable, then I feel like that's really the limiting part of everything. I
want to take a cheers to that. I like that.
That's because what I did recently really isn't hard. I recently quit everything. I had built up, I have like 6 failed businesses. So like I've been trying.
That's, you can't get anywhere without failing. And like those are like, having 6 failing businesses is something to brag about.
Have
like
under my belt.
That's badass, honestly.
I agree. And I think I realized I didn't even care if this business succeeded. My media business, which is like music podcasting.
Sure.
I'm at a point where I'm just kind of just pursuing it, and it'll get where it needs to. And I quit chasing money and got a job as a waitress in January. And I feel like that's not a concept that's out of reach for anybody.
No, yeah,
I just go to work, I work hard, and that's how I pay my bills. And now I'm pursuing my passions. I think that there's so many things that I held myself accountable for, and from being in a position of like not having anything and having to get my school lunch paid for the government, things like that, that I don't think that it's out of reach for anybody if they just realize that it's in their hands.
That is very inspiring. And I agree with you, and I love that you were able to do that. You're clearly very smart and talented, and I can see, like, when I watched your podcast, I could see a lot of it, and you're like, I believe in you from what I've seen.
Thank you.
But it shouldn't be so hard. And that's where I start to argue with it, is because like what you're saying is like like aside from the culture, like the culture says you're just a server, right? Like you should be working your way up and doing more. Like you don't have time for a podcast. You need to go get a real job, right?
Exactly.
But so like as like you have to top the culture first just to be able to do that. But then it shouldn't be like the culture shouldn't be against you, but it also shouldn't be so hard. Mm-hmm. We should be able to have a humble whatever the fuck job we want, go work at a coffee shop, and that be enough to have your basic needs met so you can enjoy life. And that's my problem. I'm like a big advocate of basic needs. Yeah. And like that's honestly like what our entire politics have become. It's why I'm sure like you have to tiptoe around politics in podcasting because it's such a hot topic. But the only reason it's a hot topic is because we're fighting about basic human rights and culture wars. Yeah. Not real policies. So we're sitting here like actually talking about like, you know, homeless people needing a place to live and where that money is spent rather than spending it on war or like whatever else it may be. I don't know. We're gonna go down a rabbit hole if I go there. Let's just let's cheers.
No, yeah, I get
it. I wanted to. I feel like we didn't even introduce each other. Yeah. Like we just kind of got into it. So like let's take it back. I'm gonna sip this and I want to introduce you.
Okay.
Even though I don't know you.
Okay. Well, this is Travis Lejeune. He is a creative all around. He owns a digital marketing company. He's also a musician and is building a movie on URBEX.
You're killing it. That was so good. You got my first and last name?
Yeah.
That was great. Okay. Desanti Carden?
Yeah.
Desanti Carden is a badass content creator and hard worker from Houston. Mm-hmm. Born and raised.
I was born in Mexico, but I came...
Born in Mexico. Yo, shouts out, female president today.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Claudia.
I need to do my due diligence and actually research her because I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't either. Like, Dr. Carden.
We're all just like,
Dr. Claudia.
President. But...
Yeah, well, hey, I will take that over... I trust women easier than I trust men.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
So I already have like, she's on my good side.
For
already.
sure. But oh, God, I almost feel bad for her because of all like, I know she's going to go through some bullshit.
For sure. It's
know?
not going to be easy. I feel like we're watching. Damn, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole again.
Go ahead.
I feel like we're watching like America become a third world country, and we're watching all these countries that we propagandize as third world countries become progress better than us right in front of our eyes, and nobody can even witness what's happening. Like most people have no idea that that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But America, and that's honestly, actually, I feel like a big part of this movie that I'm making is sort of a documentation of America becoming a third world country.
Really?
Because if you look at the content, Steve, Mark, if you guys want to throw that up on the screen, like if you look at the content that I'm shooting, it's, oh shit, that's Steve. We've got to plant down. If you look at it, wow, dude,
I have the pictures here. We're in the jungle.
It's like,
are these photos?
This plant's gotta go.
Okay, you can push it aside. Steve, please.
Yeah, can you take this hand?
Thank you.
If you look at the content, it's just crazy because it's like, it's kind of like looking at like pre-Gaza, post-Gaza. Not to, I mean, I don't want to like Free Palestine. I don't want to like compare, but I'm just saying like it's like this building that, or these parts of Houston, like the urban sprawl.
These are things you shot yourself?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So like the urban sprawl of Houston, like, you know, they built Pasadena, or they built not Side, what's the name? A-Leaf, you know, like they built these parts of town that they thought were going to be Greens Point, that they thought were going to be town centers for like, you know, like all these people are going to live here and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be its own downtown area. And then it slowly died because, you know, urban sprawl, gentrification, not the best way to build a society. And it's like a time capsule of, I don't know, like just going in there is like so crazy to see all these big plans for these nice places, and then you see them decrepit just like 10, 15 years later.
Yeah, so interesting. I have the pictures right here. Is this a mall? These are malls?
Yeah, I love lonely malls.
What mall was it?
I've been
Can
to
you say or no?
Yeah. Well, actually that's a good point. Urbexers are big on like not disclosing locations, but I mean y'all ain't getting in there anyways. Northwest Mall.
Damn, so you actually have to like plan out.
I'm a rock climber, and like I consider myself an athlete. I'm pretty athletic. Like I'm fast. They ain't gonna catch me. Damn. I have not been caught yet. But yeah, like I'm not like reaching out to the mall and be like, may I please film in your building? Like there's nobody to reach out to. The thing is, like, I'm trying to actually, there's in the Pasadena Mall, Macro Plaza Mall, there's a Sears building in there that is, it's perfect. It's exactly what I'm looking for. It's an old Sears.
Damn.
And it's like in perfect condition. And like the fact that they're like maintaining, like they're pumping AC and lights and music into this Sears, it's been closed for decades.
Then
right. It'll mold. Right.
It'll be way worse.
Right. So it's like this weird wasteful cycle that we have, like to maintain the building. And the preservation of that Sears is, I want it so bad. I've been emailing, calling for weeks. I can't, there's no way in. The Sears is like basically standalone. There's one door into the mall. Usually the way I can get into buildings is there's like mall hallway corridors that go like all the way around the mall for like literally the back rooms. They're the back rooms for them to like put inventory and stuff like that.
So
and around this Sears, there's no back room. So it's like one door, and I cannot get into this building. I've tried twice. So I'm literally like, I am asking for permission on this one, but they won't get back to me. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have not broken and entered into any place yet. I haven't broken glass or like cut chains. Like I've found ways into everywhere that I've gotten in. The way I got into Northwest Mall was super cool. Like, was
it this roof?
Yeah,
door?
Like I went up, like there's like a roof door, and you open it up. Yeah, it was open, and it says like danger. Like, I have the picture. It's really cool. Yeah. And then I climbed up to the roof, and then I went all the way across the Northwest Mall roof, and then went down a hatch, and then like I'm in some back office, which was crazy. It was that was my first URBEX exploring.
Do they not have cameras because there's no like Wi-Fi?
In there, there's no power, so there's no cameras. So, but in a lot of places I go, there are. I mean, my face is on a lot of people's cameras, and if we were like a person of interest, you know, if like this was like a, you know, 1984 and Big Brother had all the camera footage, I'd be fucked. Like, because I usually wear like low hats, but like I'm on so many cameras.
You don't wear like a ski mask? That'd be too sketchy, right?
No.
I
I wear regular urban clothes and I like in a hat and a backpack, and in my back I have a license to carry. I only bring my gun if I go to like do not go here, like the Sears on like up North Shepherd, or Guns Point Mall. Don't go there. I went into the Guns Point Mall, abandoned like Macy's. Holy dude.
What, a lot of squatters?
No. I actually have not ran into anybody, thank God. But the buildings themselves, like I could show you some pictures. I mean, it's so decrepit. It's so like it's black. Like it's dark and the ceilings are completely dripping down. The floors are wet. Like it's disgusting in there. And it's like asbestos and mold, and like there are definitely people do go hang out and do drugs and whatever in there. But those are the kind of places like, okay, if I'm going into there, I'm going to bring my gun. I'm not going to because it's kind of a lawless land, right? Especially like Guns Point.
Yeah.
If you're in an abandoned Macy's where the only way in is some like fucking weird little thing that you crawled under or pulled out some wood, and that's the only way into this place, and you get stabbed in there, like no one's getting caught. Like it's lawless. Like you're just dead in there.
Do you go alone? Sometimes.
I actually prefer going alone. I have a couple buddies that like photographers that like to tag along, but shouts out Phil. I love going with you, bro, but I do also love going by myself. Like there's something I can just get my work done, and like and it's so it's very thrilling.
What was your first excursion?
The Northwest Mall, which is like the coolest place I've been. Like that's what really got me into it too, is like I was doing all this research about like abandoned malls, and everyone talks about Northwest Mall, which was a really popular mall back in the day. And the way that I got in was just the coolest thing ever. I was like, I can't even believe, I was like so determined that day that when I got in there, I was like, oh my God, like there's nobody in this whole place because it's really locked down. There's mall security, there's all this stuff. Nobody else has gotten in there. And so I'm like, I did it. And it made me feel like, you leave and then you go like, and now everyone else looks like a pedestrian, you know what I mean? Like they wouldn't go in there. It makes you kind of feel like, I don't know, it's strong. Like it makes you feel cool.
Yeah.
It gives you a high.
And then how did you conceptualize the movie that you're making?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I don't know. I really can't even answer that. It just happened. I just like the footage. I guess I was just looking at the footage and I was like, this is so cool. This is like exactly what everyone in the lore is trying to make, but this is it in real life, which is so much cooler.
Yeah.
And nobody in the Backrooms lore is creating that content. Nobody's shooting the real backrooms, the real abandoned malls that, could house thousands of homeless people.
That's so
we
crazy.
Could create it. Like we could, with these malls, there's so many things we could do. Like,
who owns them? Is it a big commercial?
Yeah, some investors and shit, whatever, private equity, whatever. Bullshit. They ain't doing shit.
God damn.
Yeah, they're just holding stuff for market value and
they're ACing it.
Yeah. They're spending so much. I don't even know why. I don't get it, but that's like the way America works. There's private equity. There's reasons that I don't get. It's above my pay grade.
Fuck.
I just like I like documenting. I kind of feel like a journalist in a way. Like, and this movie is like a tale that I'm telling of the time through a lore that we're all into, and I think that millions of people are into it because of how real it is. Like the nostalgia of malls, going in there and all of a sudden it's completely empty and dead, and it's like when I was a kid, I came in here and it was bustling. Like everyone's running around, like you're going on a date, you're going to the movie theater, you're copping a new pair of shoes. Like it was this like, it's like frozen in time for our generation, like millennials.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Something cool about that to me.
I don't remember last time. I mean, I do remember last time I was in a mall, but before that, it was like the hangout spot. That was like what we did on the weekends.
That's
on
what you
Friday
did.
night. Is walk around the mall with your friends.
Now it's my hangout spot. No, I don't hang out. You kind of have to be in and out on a lot of these because the asbestos is so bad. Like I have like a mask and shit.
Yeah. What do you plan out your scenes? What are you trying to capture?
Great question. I'm working on that. It's a long process because right now I feel like I'm just scouting a lot. Like I go and I get the footage and I have like little things that I know that I want to do that I'm trying to capture. Like I have like little ideas and I have like a rough draft of a script, but like I can't really write the script out until I have every location planned and have actually been there so that I can go back and shoot it the way that it needs to be shot for the movie, because I want the movie to be not just random bits of footage. Like I want it to be really articulate and a story. So I'll explain the story real quick. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's being filmed all on an iPhone vertically. So he's walking around like the lore of the Backrooms is like the very first Backrooms video that Kane Pixels made is clipped the Backrooms. Do you know what no clipping is?
No.
It's a video game term for like a broken design in a game where if you like crouch in a certain area of like map design where there's an angle or something, you can
like glitches?
You glitch out through the wall and it kind of teleports you into a new area.
Okay.
So that's no clipping, is you glitch through. And that's where a lot of the backroom stuff comes from. Like someone will be in their room and they're like one video is like they put their two mirrors together and then all of a sudden it kind of turns into a portal that they no clip through, like stuff like that. And so like I want to use that. Like there's certain scenes like I want him to like no clip through whatever. Back to the point. This guy, the main character, I think his name is James, after my dog Jimmy.
Nice.
And he's like me. He's searching for escapism, something to like make him feel better about the life that he's living. It's a bit exaggerated version of me because I'm doing all right. But he's depressed. He's searching for escapism, and the movie starts out like a screen recording of his phone and the audio of what he's doing while he's looking at his phone. So you're watching his phone screen at the beginning of the movie, and it's him like scrolling Reddit and 4chan and looking at these like, Discord and looking at these like things of people like trying to find the back rooms in real life. And he's like, I'm trying to find it. Like you can tell that that's what he's looking to do. And there's like a post about someone going missing at this mall. And then like the next morning he wakes up, he misses his job, he loses his job, and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go to this mall. And he goes to Urban Explorer or whatever. He goes to the mall and he gets his wish. While he's in the mall, he can't find his way out. And then all of a sudden he goes through one door and he's in another mall. And he goes, he's finding his way through this mall and he goes through another door and he's in another mall. And then all of a sudden he's in some office buildings. The office buildings are so interesting to me. I've found so many office buildings in Houston that are completely empty.
That's so crazy.
It's like skyscrapers with nothing on any floor, and they're still lit up, AC, music, TVs on, and there's not a single tenant in there.
That's insane.
It's mind-blowing. So like I get footage of like office buildings, so he'll like no clip, all of a sudden he'll like fall through the floor and he'll be in an abandoned school. And then it'll be like, and some of them will look like a lot worse and better. And the point is like that the architecture and the environments that he's being like transported through, or like that he's a prison of, are trying to tell him a story. They're trying to tell him of overconsumption and urban sprawl and individualization and gentrification and all of these things that have led to having this issue and what creates this lore that we follow. And so I gotta somehow tell that story through this guy getting lost through the mall. But I don't want to spoil the ending. But he ain't gonna make it.
Oh shit.
He ain't gonna make it. He's gonna. We'll figure out how that works. I don't know the ending yet, but yeah, he gonna get lost in the back rooms forever for sure.
Damn. Mm-hmm. That's so crazy.
It's gonna be. The category of movie would be called liminal horror, which is already that is just a genre of horror. Which they put like The Shining is kind of one of the big ones. The Shining is the Jack Nicholson movie where he's got the axe at the door and he bangs it through and he says, what does he say? What's the quote, y'all?
I'm not big on movies, but
that's okay. I should know this, but yeah, like liminal space horror. That's kind of the genre I'm going for. I'm gonna look up this Jack Nicholson quote because I'm gonna look like an idiot.
That's so interesting. When you said movie, I thought you meant like a nonfiction documentary on. Right.
No, it's not. This is a fiction movie.
That's badass. That's so creative.
Here's Johnny.
Okay.
You've heard that. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So that's one of the liminal. There's also like a couple directors that specialize in that, and but yeah, it's like the environment and the space that you're in that kind of tells the horror movie that's being shot. So it's a horror movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like the style of the Blair Witch Project, where it's like POV?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. You never really see me. I'm the main actor, but I'm like, you'll see me maybe in a reflection every now and then, which is like, oh my God, it makes it so much harder because I have to like
find mirrors.
No, it's like that'll happen naturally because all these places have like closed glass and stuff. So my reflection comes up all the time. It's the continuity of wearing the same outfit.
Oh.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Just pick something easy.
Yeah, but I haven't. I have all this footage and I'm in different outfits. So I'll just like I'm gonna have to cut around it for now. But once I like get the project together and I know, then when I go back and shoot, yes, I will have like the outfit picked. So for continuity purposes, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
Damn, how long have you been working on this?
Not long. This is 2 months.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But I've found just like by doing this, I've found people who are, everyone who I talk to who's into this kind of stuff, urban exploring or like this kind of photography and videography, they eat it up. They tell me I'm onto something and they want to help. So I've had 4 or 5 people hit me up wanting to help. And I've got like 2 guys that are actively helping me on it now, and so I think that'll grow. But I'm doing it myself.
What is their
for
role?
The most part, shooting video, shooting photography, and helping with editing, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool because you're merging the creative world with the urban exploration world.
Yeah, right. Because a lot of the urban explorers, they do it for the thrill, or a lot of times, like there's a lot of articles, old Houston articles about urban explorer photographers doing like skyline photography.
Yeah, I have met a photographer in the past. I think I had him on my podcast, and he would go to different places just to shoot. And so there was like the thrill of finding these cool places
and getting the picture that nobody else is.
Yeah.
And it's, man, once you get into it too, you see this stuff everywhere. Like, you start to see the beauty in I don't want to say destruction, like in collapse.
Yeah, because it's a story.
Yeah,
it tells a story.
It's cool. Everyone's really into what's the building downtown called? It's called Heaven on Earth. People will know that one. It's a famous one in Houston. You see it when you're on 45. It's the skyscraper that basically looks like a completely hollowed out building, and it's closed up, but like you can see through each floor. It's very tall. That's a big one where the skyscraper urbexers go. I don't really have any interest in that building because it's not what I'm looking to shoot, but and it's kind of dangerous.
It looks dangerous.
Yeah, you could fall off that bitch.
Oh,
I ain't trying to do that.
Yeah, a couple months ago, my friend was like, hey, you want to come do this photo shoot with me? And so me and my friend pulled up, and she was like, okay, maybe put your boots on because we're gonna go up like 12 flights of stairs. And I was like, oh my God, what are we getting into?
12 flights of stairs. I love that.
And,
yeah, the elevator doesn't work here.
And and it was like an abandoned building. I didn't end up going in because we were waiting on for a group of YouTubers, and they were like making this vlog, and so they had us waiting for an hour for them to take us up, and they were gonna like cook up there and camp out up there in this abandoned building.
These fucking
like,
kids, dude.
This is not what I signed up for. I just thought we were gonna do a shoot.
They're gonna camp up there? Nah,
they
dude.
Did.
Yeah, I would. That's not for me either. I'd bounce.
They had like boxes of like an air mattress and stuff that we're gonna carry up these stairs.
That's like, at that point, just be homeless. You know,
like,
you're like you're like cosplaying homelessness.
Yeah.
Which I love that topic in general of cosplaying aesthetics. I think that's such a big thing that people do these days.
For sure, without even noticing.
Like that's actually like a quote that I want to use in the movie a lot. He walks into rooms and it's almost like he's being punished for obsessing over this aesthetic. I'm going to have graffiti, consistent graffiti throughout the movie that says, "Is this the aesthetic you were looking for?"
Damn.
And I like that. Like he's like it's mocking him. Like, you found it. This is the aesthetic that you wanted.
Oh shit.
And now you're trapped in it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like we're all trying to cosplay an aesthetic a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Rather than be it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
The show.
For sure.
What do you want to talk about? Let's urbexing is
we're at an
I'm
hour.
Tired of it. What's our time limit?
There's no time limit, but usually my podcasts are around an hour. But if
Oh,
you
like
want to keep going,
we're
we
finishing
can
up.
keep going.
Okay. Let's talk about you.
We haven't talked about music.
Music, okay. I make music. I got an album coming out June 21.
Oh shit, that's like in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's entirely acoustic guitar and electric guitar, electric bass, and drum kit and vocals. So it's like
Who produced it?
myself and a collaboration effort of people that I've either known and worked with in the past. This guy named Action Jackson, he lives out in LA. Shout out Action. He helped master the whole thing. And then different producers that I've found online over the years.
Nice.
It's only 8 tracks, but I have been working on it for a year. I started it last June, and I've made probably 25 songs that I would get to a certain point and then be like, no, get to a certain point, no. And now I have the 8-song album. It's only like 23 minutes long, and I'm working on a movie for that too.
Okay.
It's like a lyric video because it's a short album, so I feel like the best way to like show it is like a visual. Because, man, getting people to listen to your music is not easy.
It's not.
No, they don't fucking care.
Yeah.
This music is really good, so I want them to listen. So I'm making it into like a little 23-minute visual component to it as well. Like a lyric video and like just stuff that I've shot over the last year that I thought goes well with it. Like I'm always looking for something cool to shoot. Even though I'm just using my fucking iPhone.
No, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so June 21st, my name is Dolo, Trav, Dolo space TRAV on Spotify and Apple Music and Instagram.
But your older music is rap.
Yeah, it's rap too.
There's a little bit of rap, but you're singing a lot.
Yeah, it's singing, rapping. This album is mostly singing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't love me. You don't love me.
And a
you
lot
don't
of it,
love me.
So it's
no,
a sad
you don't
album,
love
though.
me.
Is the last song?
Yeah, for sure.
You said your dog passed away.
Yeah.
That song about him.
Yeah. Second last song.
Okay.
After you're gone, you'll still be with me.
You have good melodies.
Thank you.
Have really good melodies.
I love melodies. It takes, and I feel like creating, you can't create a melody that hasn't been done, right? It's all been done. And I feel like
for sure.
Pop music now is just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And so like trying to come up with something different is difficult. And I tried to keep everything on this album like really original and really unique. So like each song is very different, even though it has the same kind of instrumentation and flow. It's very not the same sound, right?
Yeah.
It's up to your dog.
That's Barkley.
Yeah. I love like you're right here in my ear. Like your voice is very massaging and soothing.
I don't even know if like you can hear the dog in the microphone.
Okay. Well, there's a dog barking. He's a sweet boy.
Yeah. We love him.
Mm-hmm.
But
shouts out to all the dogs out there.
Yeah. I
do miss my dog. He passed away almost 2 months ago.
Oh wow, so that song is fresh.
I wrote it before he passed. He got diagnosed actually, and it was a weird coincidence. He got diagnosed on June 21st last year.
Is that
and
why you picked the date?
I didn't. I just picked the date randomly.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then I realized, oh fuck, that was the day that I found out that he had cancer. He lived for 10 months after that with seizures, and my wife is a pharmacist, so we worked really hard on like remedies. Like, I mean, I had an alarm set every 6 hours, like through the night, through all day long, to give him his Keppra, levetiracetam, like his seizure medications, and we did a great job for 10 months keeping him like doing really well. Like he would go 2 months without a seizure sometimes, and then he'd have like a cluster of them, and then he'd go another month or two without a seizure.
Oh man, that's so
and
hard.
It was nice to have that 10 months to say goodbye, but dude, I'm gonna cry if I talk too much about it. I love that dog more than anything in the world. Like it feels like I don't even know how I'm supposed to live the rest of my life without this creature he's my spirit guide. Look, my background changes every hour to different pictures of him. He's a cute boy. His name is Jimi Hendrix.
How long was he a part of your life?
10 years. And my wife and I got him like 3 months after we started dating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then He walked our rings down the aisle.
Stop.
In April of 2023, and then we went on our honeymoon. And then when we got back from our honeymoon, a few days later, he had his first seizure.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's a good boy.
So crazy.
He was so, like, anyone, like, he touched so many people's lives. Like, anyone who met him, I mean, the amount of love that's poured in for him after his passing. And I mean, I knew that would be the case. I mean, people, like, he sees you. That's the coolest thing. Like, he's one of the dogs that, like, he's not just a dog. Like, he telepathically can hear and communicate with you. I mean, it's just he radiates love, and he's like a natural empathetic creature. Like, he naturally knows, he can sense feelings, and so, like, he's a really great emotional support animal. Like, as soon as I come home sad, like, he knows immediately.
That's so special.
But man, for the last 10 months, I didn't leave him one time. He went to everywhere with me. HEB, whatever I did, he was by my side, which was really cool. But he had, like, you know, he had a seizure at HEB once. Like, that shit was scary as fuck. Yeah, he had a seizure like on a hike. You know what I mean? Like, random, just scary places to be having a seizure. Seizures are fucking scary, by the way. It was a scarring experience.
My roommate's doggy, who also passed last year, she would have a lot of seizures.
It's rough.
Scary.
Yeah, you don't know it until you've experienced it, and seizures are actually one of the songs on the album is called Seizure, because it's like so scarring, and that song is kind of like about scars.
I think that's why I know I'm not ready to have my own dog or a child.
Yeah.
Because it's taking care of a life.
Yeah. Well, luckily with a child, the child is supposed to outlive you, right? Well, the dog is a built-in tragedy.
Damn.
You know? When you get a dog, you know that one day it's gonna suck.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm not getting another dog until after I have kids, and we can get like a family dog, and I don't have to love it as much as I loved that dog.
I mean, but then the kids are gonna go through that.
Yeah, but that's
for them because they're younger.
But that's a part of life. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be, because that's how you learn death. Like, every kid their dog has to die. Every kid's like, my childhood dog died, and it wasn't even like, it was painful, but it was more of like teaching me about death.
Okay.
Losing Hendrix was like losing my son. Like, I literally cannot explain the pain. It still hurts. I cry every single day. It's been 2 months, and I still cry. I mean, he's everywhere in my life.
Yeah.
He's, you know, we have paintings of him and shit. I'm tattooing a portrait of him on my body as soon as I can afford to.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry.
No, I love
sad
it.
Vibes out there. If you love your dog, tune in to Desanti's podcast. We talk about dead dogs on here.
No, yeah. My family dog died last year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Because you got some homies here.
Yeah, I'm already attached to these two, so. Yeah. But the young ones, I think he's like 1 or 2, so he's gonna be here a while.
Yeah, that's a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hyperactive baby.
So crazy.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
I want to show you my music after this because I don't think you've heard it.
I have not.
Okay, you're gonna be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to collab?
You're like, I don't know if you'll want to.
I listened to yours and.
Well, no, I don't know if you'll want to because it's nothing like you think
it's different. Yeah. I'm excited.
Okay, I'll show you. Do you want to talk about anything else, or are you ready to get off?
I don't want to leave you guys. I'm having fun. I wish we could do this for hours.
Wait, can you listen to it now and then?
Yeah, you want a live reaction? Fuck yeah, let's do that. I love that. That's a great idea. I'm brutally honest.
Okay, perfect. I'll play it on here. Should I play some of your stuff now since we talked about it?
Yeah, you could play one real quick. Give them a little snippet.
I had to stop listening to it because I feel like it really made me emotional.
Really?
Yeah. Especially the song
I should say
Still Be With Me.
I should say the album is a love story, a sad modern love story that also symbolizes like how our relationships are how all of our relationships tend to go these days.
Is it based on like your life events?
Yeah, for sure. Everything that I write is based on something I've gone through.
Because it's a breakup album.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of. A lot of it.
Okay. Well,
I'm married, so.
You are married, but I'm sure there's a lot of I mean, every relationship has their experiences,
Yeah,
you know, and like things you work through and stuff. So I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I think this was my favorite because
This is the Jimmy song.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Okay, we're both gonna cry now.
My time with you has made me who I am. I'll always love you.
Recently, didn't you?
I did.
How
it was
it?
fun. I want to do a show this summer. I've been talking to a couple people about setting something up, but God, it's so much fucking work.
It is.
And I don't. If like something pans out, if there's any listeners out there that are looking for an artist to do a show, that would be so much better. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it all. And that's so much. I'm so tired of doing that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna plan a show. I'm like working with a team and they want me to plan a show.
I'm still listening.
But it's a lot of pressure. You want me to turn the fan on?
Sure.
It's a lot of pressure because it's like,
it's so much work.
What if no one shows up? You know?
Yeah, that's scary. You just have to market the shit out of it. Ugh. Don't look at me.
It's so funny because I'm like,
yeah, a lot of marketing. You have to I go literally on the ground. Like if I'm promoting a show, I go to dive bars. I go to bars where people like that kind of music, and I literally hand them pamphlets and shit. And I'll go talk to people about the music, or I'll show them the music, whatever. But that's harder when it's, my music. If I'm promoting a show for somebody else, I'm like, it's different when it comes from somebody else. You know, me saying, listen to my music is like.
And that's so funny because we're in the marketing industry.
Yeah.
And I was in the sales industry, and it's like, I can feel okay about selling you this thing I don't believe in. And then when it's our own music, it's like.
Yeah.
Why is there so much?
Well, I think it's harder for people to believe you,
to receive it.
Yeah, it's harder for people to believe you because you're selling yourself. So that's why a lot of music marketing is kind of they do this thing where they go this is my friend's music, or this is this person that I really like, and that happens on Reddit so much, and then people are like,
damn,
fuck you, fam, this is your music.
You're right, because that's why a lot of people are paying TikTokers now to make
that's the whole thing
content.
Is influence, right? You want to hear it, you got to hear it from a third party or a trusted source to listen to music. Y'all ain't gonna listen to me because I tell you to.
That's the thing, is having someone you trust vouch for something is a lot more powerful than themselves trying to sell themselves.
Well, that's why it means a lot to me that you're telling your listeners that you really appreciated my album. Besides your listeners, the fact that you appreciated it is the most important thing to me. But also, thanks for telling your fans.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet you have some diehards.
I think I do.
You do.
I think I do, but I think
You've got that. I've got a couple stalkers look.
I do, but. I don't know. I don't have it doesn't feel like my audience.
Your audience,
It just feels like
it's
couple
kind of a
dudes
straggle.
that think I'm hot and
fuck those guys.
You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like authentic.
It's never gonna happen, bro.
Followers.
It's never gonna happen. So listen for the content.
Yeah. So.
Let's hear your music. Let's live react, and then we'll close it out.
I have a song coming out in June. I don't know the exact date yet because I don't have a cover. Do you want to listen to something that's out?
I want to listen to whatever you want to show me because I don't have any preconceived ideas.
I know that's what makes it a lot more pressure, but I'm going to show you the one that's unreleased, that's released
That sounds
soon.
like a good idea. That's what we just listened to, was unreleased music from me, so let's do unreleased from you.
And this one.
I can't believe that the sad dead dog song is your favorite.
I think
everyone's favorite is usually Help Me.
Really?
Yeah,
I like that one too.
That song is a fucking jam.
I like that one too. And I've also been kind of emotional over some personal stuff.
So I caught you at the right time.
Yeah, but I had to stop listening to it because this is really I'm trying to get past this and
damn.
But okay.
That's touching. Thanks for sharing.
Okay. This one's okay. It's called You For Me. Can you hear it? Oh, wait.
Oh, is it coming out of here?
Yeah.
Dude, you're a pop star. Bro, you sound like Kesha.
Stop.
Yeah. Do you like Kesha?
I love Kesha.
Yeah. This is Kesha, bro. I want to rip off your tattoos. I love that.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Who's Bobby?
Papi.
Poppy. Okay.
Oh no. Okay, that's the first verse.
I like it. That's good.
So yeah.
That's really good. Do you mix this yourself?
No.
Who helps you? You have like an engineer friend?
So
because you work in Ableton, you said.
Yes, I do.
For the podcast.
Yeah. I tried learning to mix, but
it's not that bad.
It's not.
You can get there.
And I will with my own vocals, but I think as far as the whole song.
Okay, producing the beat.
Yeah.
I can't do that, dude. That's just too. That takes years to get to a point where you want to produce what you have in your mind. Because I fucking have beats in my mind every day that I wish that I could lay down, but it would take me years to be able to reproduce that sound. Like there's like a huge gap of like where when you're producing, you're just making whatever happens.
Yeah.
You're experimenting and whatever comes out.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to go through that.
I don't either. I work with a really good producer named Catra. He produced this and he's mixing this.
Is he Houston?
He's Houston based. He's from.
Was he on your podcast?
Yeah, that's him.
Recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Glasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He produced this.
Cool.
But I would love to produce. I'm trying to pick guitar back up again so I can lay down some guitar stuff at least.
There's guitars back there for the audience.
Yeah.
They're good looking electric guitars.
Thank you. I just got the one on the
Squire.
left. It's a Fender Squire Mini.
Nice. I love it.
But hopefully
that's
I'll
great.
be able to do some guitar stuff soon.
Dude, that's so hard. Like, cause like I can play guitar, but you can record it separately, but it's like when it's live, like I literally cannot play guitar and sing at the same time.
I
can't. My brain doesn't have the like drums where you gotta like and then hit this at a different. I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm doing it right now.
I have some really bad videos of me performing and playing.
That's cute.
To play guitar
those are some failures that you learn from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. I think with enough practice, it can happen. I have big dreams, so I think.
I love that. You're a dreamer. You're not just a dreamer, though, because you're here doing this shit.
Yeah, you're right. I think it gives me comfort knowing that I have my whole life left. So I have some time, like there's no rush.
Yeah. Cool. I love that philosophy, by the way. I feel like we all kind of feel like we have to get things done now. And it's like, I try to envision like who I'm going to be when I'm 40 and who I'm going to be when I'm 50. And I'm like, by the time I'm 50, I'm going to have done so much. I'm going to be a fucking somebody cool as fuck. That's all I know. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be international and it'll be cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So like, like no pressure. You got time. As long as if you're really passionate about it, you just have to keep chipping away at it. And if like, if you're not, like, you won't, and that's okay. Like, I feel like people put a lot of pressure on themselves to like, I got to keep going with this. If you don't like it, then don't find the thing that you do like, like, cause
like the people stuck in like college that don't like
what they're studying,
their degree.
Well, that's mom and dad's fault usually.
Is it though? I dropped out in 2 weeks.
2 weeks with her, that's good for you. You knew right away this was not for me.
It was really hard though.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Where did you go to?
But it was so freeing.
Yeah.
I tried to go to St. Thomas. I got a good scholarship there, and then
that's a hard school.
I couldn't pay in time.
I tried to get into St. Thomas High School. They didn't let me in.
Really? Why? You're so smart.
No, I was not good at school.
Advanced student?
No. I was in like the I am smart and I'm very good at math, but I just didn't fuck with school like that. So okay. And also St. Thomas is like, you gotta like pull strings and stuff. Really? Like there's
for the university?
No, I'm talking about high school.
The high school.
Yeah.
The private school.
They're just both named St. Thomas and they're both in Houston.
Oh.
St. Thomas College is much harder to get into. St. Thomas High School is for white boys with privilege. And my parents didn't pull enough string. We were liberal, and they're conservative.
Oh shit. Okay.
But I mean, I went to Second Baptist, so
Catholic school, right?
Shouts out St. Thomas's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you went there for 2 weeks and you dropped out.
I ended up not being able to pay the tuition, and then I went to HCC for 2 weeks.
And then dropped out.
Yeah. And I was doing the same.
I think that was classes. A smart move.
Yeah.
I think that our degrees are being
what is your degree in?
Washed out anyways, marketing.
Okay.
And it doesn't.
That's what I was gonna do.
I don't need that degree to do what I did. No. Like I guess it helped me get my first job. But I worked there for a year and quit and started my own agency. And like I could have gotten that job other ways. Like I could have gotten another job, whatever. You don't need a degree. I just feel like fuck college. It's a scam. It's not college that's the scam. It's the student loan system that's the scam. And it's not worth it. You're trading your life. You're trading away 20 years of your life into a workforce that you don't even know if you're gonna like.
Yeah, because we're so young. We're 18.
And you're supposed to make a decision for the next 20 years because that's what student loans are. Like if you're just getting a degree, and it's not, if it's like public like services, like if public services paid for those things, or if your parents are able to pay for it, or if it's not that cheap, whatever, then you can pivot.
Yeah.
But when you're taking $150,000 of student loans to get that degree, and then you get it and you go in the job and you're like, oh fuck, I don't like this.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
I think people should get jobs and then decide if they want to study something or not.
Yeah, that would be nice. What a great society that would be. There's so many things we could do to improve our society, and the two of us, we should just do a podcast all the time and talk about those great ideas because we've got it.
At this point.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. We don't have a party affiliation. We're just
no.
The party.
Yeah. Okay. We're the cool party. Thank you guys so much for listening to Tough Luck Podcast. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to subscribe, or YouTube, and give me a 5-star review. Thank you. And follow Travis. His Instagram is Dolo_Trav.
You got it.
Okay.
That's me. Say hi. Come say hi. I'm friendly in the DMs.
Yeah. Okay, bye.